This is Turk Strongman at Thuranki Ramacharaka. Thank you for selecting this video on medical marijuana and your personal evolvement. We're going to talk about brain damage and atrophying certain organs in the brain, suborgans in the brain, and of the like. Okay, before I continue, subscribe to the channel. Activate the notification bell feature. Give this video a thumb up in order to share it with other people. Point them to it. And comment courteously below. And in this video now, I'm replying to a comment. Well, it's not a reply. No, I'm sorry. Let me restate that. This is my response to it. This is my... I'm addressing it because it's worth addressing. It's worthy of being its own video here. So, the comment is posted here, so publicly posted. So I'm just going to read it. Yes, but sadly, marijuana atrophies the hippocampus, rendering you brain damaged over time. Why do you think it is that each government is slowly granting the slave class their God-given rights back to them by legalizing it? The only way you can control a population is by keeping them fearful, confused, poisoned, and sick. And ditto with coffee. It is why coffee advertising is everywhere, overt and subliminal, and why there are coffee shops down every single street throughout the Western world. Coffee decreases electrical conductivity to the prefrontal cortex by 55%. In other words, again, brain damage. Well, all right. These are worthwhile notes. And I'll take these points to be true. I have no reason not to. They may not be accurate, but let's just take it that they are. They probably are. So, let's give the commenter the benefit of the doubt. It does not surprise me. It would not surprise me if these are perfectly accurate statements, these two things. Well, about coffee, too. I know. Anyway, we're not talking about coffee here. We're talking about marijuana. Well, rendering you brain damaged over time. The coffee had to do with electrical conductivity to the prefrontal cortex by 55%. The part that has to do with marijuana is atrophying the hippocampus. All right, well, let's just think here. We're aware that there are problems. I've already discussed at least one. One is addiction and the results of it, a weakening of the will. Well, if you have a weakening of the will, you're also going to weaken your ability to manifest power over what happens to your brain by using your mind properly. A weakened will is going to open you up to further difficulties. And that's one right there. Atrophying the hippocampus. I should have looked up what the hippocampus does here, but right away I know that it has to do with primal responses to things. You know, like PTSD, for example. Well, maybe in atrophying the hippocampus, that's how it marijuana aids with PTSD. I don't know these details. I'm not a biochemist. All right. But what we're working on here is the assumption that you are prescribed medical marijuana for bona fide problems, difficulties, and that the marijuana helps those. And that those were strong enough in your mind, in your life, to require something to do about them, and maybe this is all that can be done. So that you can actually function a little better. So I already said, also, in a prior video, you've had to make a sacrifice here. You know, maybe you've decided to make the sacrifice because the pluses outweigh the minuses. So our goal here is to minimize the minuses and maximize the pluses. All right. So, bearing these facts, this in mind, you just taking this to be true again. I mean, accurate. You know, perfectly accurate. Atrophying the hippocampus. You can look that up for yourself, or we'll address it another time here in a different video. All right? But I give credit to the person who posted this. It is true. But if the hippocampus thing is true, which I, again, take it to be because it's posted here, and I have no reason to disbelieve it. And I probably even heard about this before in my life. I probably did. I just didn't look into it lately. All right? But here's the information. And the word here is, but sadly, marijuana atrophies the hippocampus. Yeah, okay, it is sad. It is sad, all right? I want to point this out. To be aware, as a medical marijuana user, for the benefits derived therefrom, be aware of the sacrifices being made. You may actually execute measures against such atrophying of the hippocampus. You can talk to your hippocampus. You can picture your hippocampus. You can learn what it does and focus on those functions and tell them, and your hippocampus, which does them, to stay alive. Picture it being vibrant, healthy, functioning. Make it happen. Will it to be so. And don't get addicted. That will weaken your will to do this and all other things you do with it, which is pretty much everything. Okay? We'll talk more about this. But for now, that's it. Thank you for selecting this video on, I guess, the downside and maybe some things to do about it. Suggestions. Things to do about that. Of medical marijuana use. And by the way, let's go back to, in this comment, the only way you can control a population is by keeping them fearful, confused, poisoned, and sick. I think there are other ways, too. And I agree with these. I think it goes further, too. You know, like worse things. Keep people ignorant of their ignorance, and so forth, and so on. All right? But yes, keeping them fearful, keeping them confused, shutting down parts of their brain, things like that, of course. Yeah, that's the way it works. Yeah. Controlling a population like this, sure. Keep people stupefied, dumbified, ignorantized, and all of that. Consciousness hijacking and perception deception. Right? But we have antidotes to those general things. We have general antidotes. Self-mastery, mastery of self by self, mental discipline, personal involvement, true selfhood. You establish that, and you have a lot of control over what happens with all of your true selves, your true egos, your I am-ness at the core of your being, all of its instruments of expression and experience, which includes your brain. All right. There we go. If you like this video, give it a thumb up, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell feature, share the joy of the channel with others, at least by the thumb up thing, and continue to comment courteously below. I appreciate it, guys. I want to hear what you have to say about all this. All right? See you in the next video. I'm Turk Strawman at Theron Be well.